Earlier this week, I picked up another one of my favorite BMWs of all time, the first generation 5 Series. This is a 1979 E12 528i 4-speed. I actually had to travel to Canada for this car, so I filmed that process of me importing this thing across the border. It was pretty interesting. Before we get into checking this thing out, I'm gonna drop in some clips of the entire process, and then I'll meet you guys back here. I don't know if you guys still care to see cars I pick up and the first look at the cars, but I didn't have an episode for this Monday because I was busy and I'm prepping a few bigger episodes, but I'll give you guys this short little mini episode checking out the new E12. We're going up on the bridge. Oh, how exciting is this? I've never been to Canada. I've never crossed the border. I've never done this. I'm a little nervous. I don't know why, but for some reason I feel like this is a whole thing. But so I'm trying to document it, and I'll have it filming in case I get detained at customs or something. But here's the bridge. Oh man, I'm going over the bridge. There's Detroit to the left. Holy crap. I'm kind of scared of heights. This is actually kind of scary. We're in. Well, I'm officially in Canada. We'll see how this goes. So I'm going in empty trailer, which should be rather simple. Leaving with a car in the trailer. I don't know how that's gonna work, so we'll see. Hello.
Where you live in?
I live in Chicago.
Where are you headed?
I'm heading just right over the border here. I'm picking up a car.
All right, can you just put that in that window for me?
Yep. Do I know it?
Yeah.
Not off memory.
I'll grab it.
Uh-oh. Looking for trailer plates, which I don't have.
Is there no plate on the trailer?
No.
Right. I don't enforce highway traffic, but if you get pulled over, you'll probably get...
Yeah, I know. I borrowed it from a buddy. He said good luck.
Yeah. It doesn't matter to me, but if the cop sees you, you'll...
Yeah.
Do you have anything showing that you borrowed that from a buddy?
No, I mean,
like,
it's...
again, for me, it doesn't matter, but like, when you go back with that, like, they're gonna be like, prove to me that you didn't get this in Canada as well.
The trailer?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be coming back through here in like 30 minutes.
Yeah, I know.
So I'll have to ask for you.
Well, you don't get me.
No, I know. No, I mean, it's
do you have like text messages with the buddy asking if you can borrow the trailer or anything?
I can get them.
Like,
I mean, we've been doing it for years. I just go and grab it. But I mean, if you're telling me
yeah, it's
in
not
advance,
me.
I know, I should get just text message.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just anything.
Yeah, I'll ask him, and I'll have him send me like a confirmation text.
Yeah.
Like, hey, confirm that this was all right for me to borrow.
Yeah.
And I'll have it on hand.
Any firearms or weapons in the car?
No.
Any firearm components like mags? No. What kind of car are you picking up?
I'm picking up a 1979 BMW 528i.
How much is that worth?
$1,000.
How much cash do you have on you?
$1,000.
Any alcohol, tobacco, cannabis in the car?
No.
I'm just going to talk to you a little more about that trailer, okay?
Okay.
So pull in Customs Immigration, pull to the left. Okay. Officers will direct you over to park and they'll come and talk to you, okay?
All right, no problem. So I'm getting red flagged because of a trailer, which is the trailer I've always used, but it was donated from the Autobahn racetrack and we never got registration with it, so this is gonna be kind of a pain in the ass if I get red flagged on my trailer and I have to abandon my trailer.
So let's get you off the vehicle.
Okay. Just off keys and ignition?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
So we're gonna step out, we're doing a vehicle examination, so leave everything inside, including the passport, okay?
Alright.
And then just head to the front, so you're gonna leave your phone as well.
Oh, okay.
So how do you use those?
Classic. Do you have like messages between you and this person on Instagram? Oh, you have texts? Okay.
That's my favorite answer. How do you know this person? Instagram, Facebook.
Or he's going Starbucks.
He's got a camera and stuff in here. I don't know why that's. Like a tripod. He's got a microphone.
See what he declared cash wise. You checked the glove box?
I'll check. Yeah, it's clear. 1,000 US. That's what's on here. He's a YouTuber. That's what the camera is for. What?
What's with the GoPro? Just making sure. We're not being filmed right now, right? Okay, just, I see a red flashing light.
Oh, maybe it is then. I might have forgot to turn it off.
I swear, man, if I end up on TikTok.
Wow, that was kind of awful. That was super sketchy. But damn, they take that stuff pretty serious. You know, a million questions, and then they're really concerned about my trailer because never registered it, never anything. So it's not plated. So they grilled me about why I'm, you know, if I could prove that I have ownership of this trailer, whatever. So it was kind of a pain in the ass, but looking for our E12 here. Oh yeah, brakes are really bad.
I got in it the other day. I'm like, there's no chance. Like, I towed it here today. I didn't drive it.
Oh, you towed it here?
Yeah.
Well, we got our E12 loaded up. I was gonna film more here, but I got so spooked out by my issues with Border Patrol that I'm ready to just get out of Canada. And then we'll actually inspect the car when I get home. Fingers crossed I don't get hassled, man. I don't know. We got a US title on the car. I told him I was coming in for a car, leaving with a car. Hopefully the trailer doesn't give us issues. We'll see. Yeah.
What's going on with this car? Are you importing it?
I just bought the car, so I'm importing it, but it's still got all of it's from the US originally, so I still got the US paperwork for it.
Okay, cool.
He bought it, imported it, never did anything with it.
Did he export it, do you know?
Well, would that mean like probably not if he had to, because this is all still the US.
Right.
So I feel like I'm not sure.
I could be wrong.
I can call him.
But we've run into an issue where people will export, they won't go through us. They'll just go right to Canada and push it into Canada.
He drove through here. He came this route.
No, I know, but you have to go inside to export it and do the proper paperwork for that. So you might run into that issue. You might not. If it's already good in the U.S. and he didn't do anything with it there, then
then it should be easy.
Out.
All right.
Give me 1 second, okay?
Yeah, no problem.
Are you bringing anything else back with you?
No, just that.
Any alcohol or tobacco?
No.
All right. How much currency do you have, man?
Well, after buying the car, I have like $10.
10 bucks on you?
Yeah.
Right.
No, it's not registered.
What car are you importing?
The 1979 BMW.
All right.
So I have the title.
This with you?
Oh, I gotta go in, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Just park.
Make sure your dash
Lock.
cam is turned off.
And we made it back into the U.S. Again, that was kind of a pain in the ass. So I had to get pulled to the side, go inside, tell him I was importing a car, blah blah blah. This E12 is a U.S. car that he brought to Canada, but never registered and never did any of that. So I don't think he ever imported it. So it was in Canada, but it wasn't imported, and that completely confused them, as I imagined it would. Basically saying, "Oh, we don't know. You know, it's the car. Who knows, right? Like, we have no idea where the car belongs to anymore. It still has its U.S. paperwork, but it's coming from Canada. Really weird." But luckily, they said, "Whatever, you should just go for it." So I paid no taxes, nothing like that. Came out, truck hood open, trunk of the car was open. They never closed it. It was just the whole, everything was open. But we're good now. So trucking home, and then we'll check out the car once we get there. All right, we're gonna try out something new here with you guys. I got this chest mount with the GoPro, so we're gonna POV, unload this car, and then we'll walk around it. We'll check it out. Should fire right up. And he told me the brakes on this car are really bad. They need to be pumped up. So there's something wrong with the brakes, we know. We'll address it, but oh yeah. Fires right up. It's got the fan running. We'll turn that off. Arvada German Garage. Last oil change 2022 at 160. Oh, it's due 169,000. It's at 163K. That makes sense. Okay, yeah, so we have like hardly brakes. So we're just gonna coast off. Easy peasy. So yeah, the importation process wasn't super easy on me because I ran into a few issues. Number one being my trailer, which is unregistered, and that ran into a whole issue of, how can we prove that, you belong with this trailer, that garbage. And then I also said the car was cheaper than it was, so I had less cash than it was. And then I ran into that discrepancy. And then coming back with the car, it's a US car. It's actually an LA car that then went to Denver. And it was bought from Denver. And shout out to Kyle and Cole, first off, for setting this deal up. But they bought it in Denver and then shipped it and drove it across the border. So it's a US car that they brought to Canada, but he brought it over and he never touched anything with the car, never did anything, never registered it. So I was bringing it back over as a US car with no Canadian paperwork, and customs was just super weirded out and they gave me a hard time. But at the end of the day, he said, well, there's nothing I need to do here, so go ahead. And here we are, we have made it. I almost got detained, but we did it. So got the GoPro on my neck, and I'm gonna go through, like I said, something new here, and we're gonna talk about kind of, we're gonna go around the car and check it out. As I said, this is a 1979 528i. So 528i's are the later model E12s. The 530s are the predecessor. Bigger engine, however, they had the awful thermal reactors, so they were kind of failure prone. 528i's got a revised sort of engine. They got a 2.8 liter, but they didn't have thermal reactors. So better cars overall. Usually a 528i would be a 5-speed. However, this is an early 528i, so we still got the 4-speed. So this thing falls right in the window of before a facelift car, so it's a little bit different. The color itself is locked silver, light silver, which is a really nice color, and it's got a blue velour inside. And the interior of this car is absolutely insane. I've never seen it before, but it's definitely factory. You can maybe see it's a blue velour, like a turquoise blue, but it's got like violet understitching. So it's like this purple and pink, purplish, pinkish, and blue. And it is absolutely beautiful. Front and back seats. I've had another E12 that had this sort of fabric. I know this is an OEM fabric, so they're not refinished, but the texture is super rare. I don't know if these are Euro seats fitted in or if it's just an early model. I'm not really sure, but the door cards are the standard blue door cards. So this thing is absolutely beautiful. These plushy E12 seats and the styling on them is so awesome. But before we jump into the interior, we'll go around the exterior and check it out. So this car has 163,000 miles, which is pretty low for an E12, but the kicker on this car is being a California car, then a Colorado car, and only spending, I think, a year or less than a year in Canada. I know everyone's thinking, dude, you bought a car in Canada, what are you, crazy? Well, this car is completely rust-free, as you guys can maybe see. I'll have my phone out just in case. Absolutely no rust underneath this car. I mean, a few little surface spots, but it is beautiful. The pinch welds, you can see there, this is a California emissions car. So we have the extremely long middle muffler slash cat right here it tells us the BMW California exhaust emission original sticker. Really cool that it's still on there. But basically this vehicle has been tested and conforms to the California emissions, which is different from anywhere else in the US E12 because they got a small exhaust with a smaller muffler. They didn't get this insanely large cat like this car got. So emissions setup on this car sucks because it's a Cali car, but that means rust free, which is a good thing. The paint on the car, really good because it was resprayed. I wasn't aware of that, but I'm not mad because the original paint would not be in this good of shape for a 79 unless it was a, you know, rare survivor, but totally repainted. And they did a really good job. It's a slick top car. I don't know if you guys can see, but that's insanely awesome. Slick top is desirable because, you know, no water leakage, no issues like that. But overall, the paint job is actually pretty good, but they made mistakes of leaving rubber in, and we have overspray on a lot of the rubber. Not a big deal. That's something that we can go around and we can kind of chip away at. But, I mean, really clean. No rot, rust anywhere. Body's in really good shape. There's no major scratches, dings, dents. There's a few areas on the paint job that aren't, you know, perfect, but overall, they're pretty good. Dial 5 wheels, good tires. Otherwise, mechanically, not sure how good or what was done. I know it doesn't have any brakes. Driving this thing even just on and off the trailer was super sketchy. City of Los Angeles parking permit, still got the number, which is really cool. 528i. Here in the trunk, we have a basically like new set of blue E12 floor mats, which is really, really cool because that is a really rare piece to be original and in good shape. Absolutely awesome. Stoked about that. Also really cool, we got a full toolkit, man. We got the BMW factory cloth, green tipped screwdrivers, all the wrenches. This is a really awesome thing to see in an E12. The factory toolkit still intact. US bumpers, obviously, that's always a pain. But yeah, exterior wise, this is a nice car. Slick top car, no rust. That's really cool. The chrome is definitely some California fading on a lot of the chrome. Could maybe be brought back. I know I have replacement pieces here, but this stuff is a little bit of a pain to do. Maybe can be brought back. Hopping in the interior, as I said, blue interior, really awesome blue velour seats. I absolutely adore these seats. My favorite part of the car, without a doubt. And then coming on in, so your shift pattern's right there, and then you have the weird HVAC hump in the middle here. That's a early E12 thing. You have the headliners that are, I don't know, that weird fabric. I think that's writing from the auction. This car was actually donated to Copart, and that's where Kyle picked it up from. So he saved it, and now, you know, it's in my possession. What I'm gonna do with the car, not sure. I might just forward this to a friend. I don't need 2 E12 builds, but obviously I can't say no. So 4-speed, wood knob. You got the old accordion style thing. Old Kenwood radio. I don't think this would be a factory radio, but I can't imagine it works. Oh? Wow. It actually works. Only the rear speakers seem to be working. Wow. That's awesome. Okay, so the radio works. Rear defrost, that button still works. Cigarette lighter. Wow. Looks like it's hardly ever been used. The ashtray right here is actually missing. I think I have a spare though, which is cool. Something I love about E12s is that the fan is built into the dial of the clock, and being a pre-facelift E12, we still have the video quartz clock, actually, the physical clock, rather than, I think my later car has digital here. A little more futuristic, but not as cool. And then, you know, your goofy E12 HVAC vents and stuff like that. Your vent left, right, so you could let some airflow in the car. Horn works, unleaded fuel only right there on the cluster. It looks like, Okay, the back left window works. Back right, no. All right, all the windows work except for the back right. Got your map lights not working. But yeah, man, I mean, it's an E12, and E12s are super beautiful. Oh, even right here, we have the material. How cool is that, man? Absolutely love it. I don't know if you guys have ever been in an E12, or if you haven't, it's a wonderful car, and the seats are so comfortable. They're like couches. I drove my orange car home across the country from California, and I had no complaints. It was absolutely awesome. And check this out. We got the original owner's handbook. I'm not sure I've ever gotten an E12 with the owner's handbook. That is really cool. It said something here about a limited slip. I don't know the specs on this car. I don't know if it has an LSD or not, but either way, cool. We got our center cap opening tool. That's about it in there. E12s have the really cool door handles that are kind of hidden right here. It's one of my favorite party tricks about the E12 is that no one knows how to get out of them when they get in. But E12s are really awesome. They're a really cool kind of middle ground between like a 70s CS, like a 3.0, and a E28. Like it's a weird merger between 70s and 80s because really, you know, they were a mid 70s to a early 80s generation car. So they have a lot of things from both generations, which is really cool. And here we are, M30 B28, hence 528i. All original in here. He got a brand new battery for me, so shout out to him. That's really cool. L-Jetronic fuel management, and it looks pretty undone, untouched. This looks like it's been replaced, but our hoses, vacuum lines, yeah, they're pretty old. They're definitely not original, but they're old. Let's see what's going on this side. Yeah, I mean, it's dusty and old in here, but all is well. The rusty fuel filters, or the rusty cover here is interesting. Cracked intake boot. I should have some spares of that because we literally have a E12 528i parts car right there. But yeah, I mean, it's all here. 528i, good old L-Jet, great engines, great cars. Oh yeah. Listen to that baby purr. Got any oil in here? Yep. And a vacuum leak. Yeah, these old cars care about that. I'm not sure what. Oh, our brake booster. That's a weird little check valve right there. That's not factory. Yeah, man, this thing runs good. Clutch fan is stuck on, it looks like, or it sounds like. But the engine's really quiet. I mean, it's not loud, it's not overly ticky. Solid engine in this thing for sure. Protect your investment, genuine BMW parts. Oh, I'm sorry, this is Polaris silver. I thought this was light silver. I think that's an earlier color. This is Polaris metallic. So yeah, this is the same color as Polaris E9. So that's what I mean when I say they're a merger. Right here we got 528i US, California and 49 state vehicle emission control information, 3-way catalyst and oxygen sensor. I'm almost positive, being a California delivered car, this car has extra emission stuff involved. Because I have a couple 528 exhausts and they do not look like this one. I'm really happy on this score. Like I said, there's a couple things here and there, but you do not see E12s in the modern world. It's not like an E34 that you can find it and it's neglected, but it's still overall there. These are a lot like the 70s cars where they got forgotten, underappreciated, and they rusted away, and you just do not see them. So to have one in this shape is an absolute blessing. This car, I'll probably do a couple things here and there. I'll fix up the brakes, whatever, and I'll probably just carry the torch. You know, I did my part getting it out of Canada. I don't need 2 E12 projects, but like I said, I cannot say no So why not? You know, why not build up the fleet here more than I already need to? But driving a 4-speed's always a trip. Yeah, these brakes are non-existent because we are to the floor and she is not really stopping. So we are going to not take this far. Wow, these are so bad. It's laughable. But otherwise, actually, it shifts really nice, the clutch feels really good, and the suspension feels good. E12s are a wonderfully driving, floaty sort of car. They are extremely comfortable, they're very forgiving, and they're overall very fun to drive. We have no brakes in this car. That is so crazy. I'm literally gonna have to stop with my e-brake. Yeah, we'll stop with the e-brake, okay. Yeah, no brakes. We're using the e-brake to stop here. Oh, she's actually got some power. It actually revs out too. Wow, no brakes. What's going on here? I don't know. We might not have a booster. And maybe that's alluring back to that weird check valve problem. Or like these were bled and like bled completely not correctly. Something's definitely wrong there. She's pulling to the right a decent bit. Doesn't change with braking, so I don't think it's the brakes. But hey, overall, really nice driving car. It actually feels pretty sweet. It's definitely a happy E12, aside from the brakes. Like, look at this, matted to the floor. Absolutely nothing. And it makes a lot of booster sound. Okay, if we pump them up, they start to come back a little bit. But the thing is, this car's not leaving a trail of brake fluid. So either we have a leaky hose and all the fluid is gone, or we have a, I don't know, these are so bad. Yeah, definitely pulling right, so alignment's wrong or something's wrong with the front calipers on this car. I know these E12 early calipers are a pain in the ass sometimes. I've had my woes with them. But the suspension feels really nice. This is actually a super solid feeling car. Nice on the inside, nice on the outside, nice underneath for the most part. Really, it's just brakes. I think like this car needs nothing but a brake to be checked on. Odometer's working, or the tach, everything's working in the cluster. Using our e-brake to stop us right now. Yeah, not too bad. So there's my new 528i. I think we're a brake bleed away from a totally perfectly running and driving car. Obviously there's probably deferred maintenance, but initially just upon looking and driving, nothing majorly needs attention on this car. Super solid car. I'm actually pretty stoked on this. We'll see what happens with it. It might never be on the channel again. I just wanted to bring you guys through my trip to go get it. I haven't filmed a video like that in a while. Not sure you guys even care to watch stuff like this, but why not show you guys around a cool E12. So hope you enjoyed the short little episode. We'll have our standard episode on Monday. Can't remember what it's going to be on, but or don't know what it's going to be on yet, but we'll have a good episode Monday. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.